What's up, everybody? My name is Scott Waters, and welcome to Lots of Metal. It's time for a big edition of The Mail. That's right, time for The Mail. This edition of The Mail is brought to you by Greg the Egg. One of the few long-time VC guys still doing videos, and he does at least one a week, if not more. You can check him out. His name on YouTube is Blackmore Rules. I will try to remember to leave a link below. If you're subbed to me, please check him out. You'll probably dig him. Listens to a little bit of everything: punk, hard rock, metal, you name it. Does a lot of videos from his car, kind of like I used to when I used to actually, be in my car. But got my handy knife, and I'm opening up this box. Which, this box right here has taken a trip back and forth to Canada once now, because I sent him something in this box, and then it just came back, the same box I sent him. So, sturdy box. Nice thing about it, it's like a double box, so it's even better. But alright, so we got a couple t-shirts on top here. I'll save those till last, put them to the side. Got a CD on here, the best of Canadian Rock 27. 27 original hits, volumes 1 and 2, the Nylons. Let's see who we got here. The Nylon. I guess I should show you guys the CD first. But you've got the Nylons, Corey Hart, Crowbar, Max Webster, Glass Tiger, Kim Mitchell, Goin, Luba, among many others. So very cool. Looking forward to checking that out. I do love a lot of Canadian hard rock and metal, so I will give that at least one spin and see if, check it out. Maybe there'll be some bands on there I'll discover I've never heard of before. This is exciting. This is J.J. French's biography, which I'm very anxious to read. Of course, I grew up in New Jersey in the early 80s, and, Twisted Sister were a club band when I was growing up over there. They were playing in local clubs, and I've told the story more than one time, where I was too young to get into one of the clubs that was in New Jersey, so I just sat behind the club and listened to the booming sound of the music. But then the next year, I think it was 1982, 1983, I believe it was, I went to one of my earliest shows, went to go see Dio and Twisted Sister at the Tower Theater in Philadelphia. Fantastic. They were still pretty much an unknown band then. Of course, the very next year, 1984, both Dio and Twisted Sister had blown up, and they went from playing a little Tower Theater to selling out the Spectrum. So yeah, anyhow, I'm very interested in reading this book, so very cool. Twisted Business, Lessons from My Life in Rock and Roll, J.J. French. Very cool. I'm going to need to find a place to put all this stuff. Okay, there's a couple of 7-inch singles here. Always love Helix singles. This is Dream On. This is a cool one because this is not one you see very often, at least the picture sleeve. I'm pretty sure this is a Canadian pressing on the Canadian Capitol label. And then this is Sweeney Todd, Roxy Roller, and the Kilt. Of course, they were a 70s glam rock band, kind of in the range of like bands like The Sweet and trying to think of who else they sound like. T-Rex, Mott the Hoople, Ian Hunter, David Bowie, that kind of stuff, And then the singer for this band was Nick Gilder. And on this particular album, I mean, if you didn't know better, you'd swear it was a girl singing, because he sings so high. But yeah, I actually love that album, and this is a great single. So not one that shows up in New Mexico very often, obviously. Another book. This is The Deep Purple Family Year by Year, Volume 1. Wow, that's cool. Very much looking forward to checking that out. I wonder how deep it goes. Lots of photos of, singles and albums. This should be a really cool read. Man, tons of photos. Very cool. Another one I'm looking forward to checking out. Alright, what else? Oh, he told me about this one, and I'm really glad. I don't know, I have everything Killer Dwarfs, including a drumhead signed by the band of this album, but I just didn't have this album. So glad to finally have it. This is Start at 1, Killer Dwarfs. I'm trying to remember what year this was. I don't see a year on here. Like, it was, I don't know. It was like 2015 maybe, 13, 14, 15, somewhere in that range. But yeah, Killer Dwarfs, great, hard rock band, whatever you call them. We called them metal back in the day, but people argue with each other blue in the face these days that they never were. Ooh, Flexi of Liberace. The Way We Were. And you can get the full-length album for only $2.99. A $7.29 value for only $2.99. It's quite the deal. So that's pretty awesome. Oh, there's more 7-inch singles in here. Nice. And I can't tell what this is. Another book. Oh no, this is actually a box set. This is fantastic box set. Sex, America, and Cheap Trick. And as you can see, it's a 4-disc set with a big old fat book inside of it with tons of pictures. This thing is filled with hits, and it's got like alternate versions and deep cuts and stuff like this. If you're a Cheap Trick fan, this needs to be in your collection. It's a fantastic listen from all 4 discs. Highly recommend it. All right. Oh, we got the singles. Let's see what we got in singles here. On the RCA label, this is Kate Smith. Oh, God Bless America. Okay, Kate Smith, of course, is kind of an opera-ish singer. I'm not sure if she actually sang opera, but she's known for, she sang the national anthem for the Flyers for years, and then, of course, later on, her daughter sang it. There was a Kate Smith statue at one time in Philadelphia. I don't know if it's still there or not. I know back during the race riots in the 20s, everybody wanted it moved because, I don't know the whole story. All I just know is that, you know, when they were ripping down statues everywhere, that was one of the ones they were considered ripping down, so I don't know if it's still there or not. Maybe one of you people who actually still lives in the East Coast or in the Philadelphia area can tell me if that Kate Smith statue is still there or not. But this is her singing the Star Spangled Banner and God Bless America, so that's really cool. I mean, you really got to be a Flyers fan to know that, but regardless. Love this band. Bachman Turner Overdrives, My Wheels Won't Turn, and Freeways. Canadian pressing in the Canadian Mercury sleeve. Oh, this one's cool. This is Free, All Right Now, Wishing Well, and My Brother Jake. That's a cool find. So it's the EP. Looks like a UK pressing, maybe? Yeah, I think it's a UK pressing. Kind of hard to see. But, yeah, 3-song EP. Very cool. Free, of course. Paul Rogers came out of Free, who went on to form Bad Company, who later went on to sing for Queen. This is Status Quo, Old Rag Blues. You know, it's weird. I never see Status Quo singles here anywhere. I mean, when I traveled California, Arizona, Colorado, I'm always digging through the singles. I've never seen a Status Quo single. It's somehow up in Canada they seem to have these Status Quo singles because he always seems to find them. So it's really odd that they have them in Canada but not here, or whatever. And then finally, this is a Samson 7-inch. It's actually a gatefold with a killer picture of Paul Samson inside of it. Some great live shots in the back. Very cool. On the Polydor label, UK pressing. Nice. And then inside of that just fell out is a Metallica sticker. And I'll put this over here. And a Van Halen, a different kind of truth. Is that what it was called? Yeah. Sticker. All right, where are we? All right, we got some more stuff in this box, so we need to keep moving here. So this is Classic Rock Magazine and the front of it says Prague. So, and the reason I was pausing there was because there's a little note here about picking up something at the front counter when you buy this thing. But I don't know what that was or is. Probably, I think there was some of these come with flexi discs sometimes, so or 7-inch vinyl. But in any case, I love 70s Prague. You know, everything. Yes, to Genesis, Nectar. I mean, there's just so much of it out there that I love it. So looking forward to checking that out as well. All right, what else is in here? Oh, he actually showed this, and this is cool. I collect 8x10 promo photos, and here's the 8x10 promo photo of Kick-Axe. So that'll be a nice addition to my collection. What is this? Some records in here, and maybe some album flats? Yeah, these are album flats. Wow, check this out. Mark Farner. I actually have this album on vinyl, but this is Just Another Injustice. Of course, Mark Farner was the original guitar player for Grand Funk. He's got tons of solo albums out and a bunch of different Christian albums out, and this is one of his Christian albums, and it's fantastic. I love this album. Like I said, I have it on CD and vinyl. So, and then Shout, who actually are doing a reunion show this very day in Ohio. Today is what? I think it's the 30th or the 31st of August, somewhere around there. I didn't look. But yeah, there's a big festival going on in Ohio right now, and Shout are doing a reunion show. Of course, Ken Tamplin there with the, right there, with the crazy octave range, and he runs Ken Tamplin Vocal Academy, and the guy's just, he's a rock and metal legend. His cousin is Sammy Hagar. He's written songs for Kiss. He played with Joshua Pariah. He played, he sang on Angelica's, one of Angelica's albums, and he produced that album. So yeah, so he's been around for a while. And, oh, this too. This is a point of purchase display for Bloodgood. Check that out. It's got the little punch hole in it, and this thing is heavy. So it's not like these are just, these album flats are just made to put a pin through and throw them on a wall. This one here is made to, it's got the string, so it's made to hang in the record department and just spin. Very cool. I have that album. I actually did a reissue of that album twice. I've done a CD and a vinyl for, I believe, both for the same record company. All right, now we got my 10-inch record from Max. Max Taylor. I don't know anything about this, but it looks funny. And I'm sure that's why he bought it, because it looks rather funny. Got the guy putting the album into the copper pot. I don't know. You know what? I'm probably going to listen to this to check it out. Let's see if it's playable. Yeah, it needs to be cleaned, but that's funny. Oh, and of course I can't get a box from Greg the Egg without at least one of these. Yep, Donnie and Marie, featuring the track Deep Purple. There you go. Donnie and Marie. You know, call me the biggest Donnie and Marie collector in the VC, because I probably have like 25 copies of that album. Headpins, Canadian hard rock, AOR, whatever you want to call it. Female singer, kind of, you know, I mean, probably goes right in the range of like, I don't know, Foreigner, kind of, you know, in that sort of range, like 70s Foreigner. And I don't know, I'm trying to think what other bands they might sound like. I don't know. It's just hard rock, 70s hard rock. Foreigner's the first one that comes to mind, you know, as far as sound-wise, you know, that melodic, sing-along, classic rock that you hear on the radio all the time. Headpins aren't really spun in the United States on the radio much, but when I was up in Canada visiting a friend, and he had the radio on constantly in his car, and they were playing Headpins all the time. Of course, Canada has a law that the Canadian radio stations have to play a certain amount of Canadian artists on the radio, so which is kind of cool for them. And what else we got here? Yeah, another Headpins. Loverboy, there's another one you might compare him to. 38 Special, you know, that kind of, you know, classic radio rock from the 70s and 80s. With, I just remember the name of Darby Mills, I think is the name of the singer. That's her right there. Never met her. I've heard nice things about her. Oh, this is cool. Honestly, I have this one, so I'm going to pass it on. But this is still a great release. This is Frank Soda. It looks silly. It looks like it's a ridiculous album. But it's actually a really good rock and roll record. This guy's a great guitar player. Frank Soda played in The Imps, which I also have one of the albums by The Imps. But yeah, this is great Canadian hard rock. Matter of fact, I know who I'm going to send this to, because I think he'll enjoy it, because he loves 70s hard rock as much as I do. So that's cool. Thanks for that. All right. What else is in here? Man, he just went Canadian rock nuts. This is a great live album. And I'll tell you what, the 70s and early 80s produced some of the greatest live albums. This is Gado, Best Seat in the House. And it's live, Lighve, live. Now, I don't know if that's like the Canadian way of spelling, or not Canadian, but the French way of spelling live, or if it's just a play on words or something. I don't know. But, of course, in Canada, I think it's a law now that some stuff has to be, you know, when stuff is pressed like this, it has to be pressed in French and in English. I can't tell you if that's the reason that they spelled live that way, but even side, see, Gado, live, Lighve. But anyhow, really great stuff. I love Gado. I would describe them more as like a pomp or a precursor to pop metal. They kind of had that poppy hard rock sound in the 70s, and even sound like some of the 80s bands at times, some of the 80s glam bands. Definitely not, when I say that, it sounds like they don't sound like Poison. They gotta have that commercial hard rock sound, that I dig. So a little bit on the glammy side as far as music goes, not as far as look. As far as look, they're just a rock and roll band. But yeah, I love this album. It's fantastic. Okay, this is one I don't have and don't know. I know of the band, I just don't know this album. This could be a single. Yeah, this is a single for Black Leather. So this is a 12-inch single. So I do know Kings of the Sun. I don't have this particular single. I have heard this album, so kind of, let's see what year this came out. Had to be like 89. Man, I can't read that. It's so little to type down here, and all this. It's black type on all this dark color too. So I think it was around 88 or 89. But yeah, I mean, just the music scene was changing a bit then. It was moving away from the Poisons and whatnot to a more Guns N' Roses kind of sound, that kind of sleazy, heavy rock and roll sound like Aerosmith. That's kind of what you get here too. Oh, this is cool. This is a lot in this box. My goodness. I'm trying to get in here. All right. I'm going to just pull them all out because I'm having a hard time getting them out of the box. This is Triumph Surveillance. You know what? I don't know if I have this on vinyl or not. I know I have it on CD. I'll have to check and see. But anyhow, very cool. Triumph. I don't know what this is like. This looks like it might have had, it might have been a library thing, because they used to rent, or not rent, but borrow out records in the libraries back in the day. But as you can see, it's got the sleeve and the lyrics kind of taped to the back, and it's got a date on the back that's on there, and it's got a custom sleeve. And let's look at the center label, because it's got a sticker on it that says IDY. I don't know what that means, and it's got a catalog number on side. Yes, it's probably from the library or something like that. Triumph, classic power trio from Canada, hard rock, great band. I've seen them live a couple times. Seen them with Mountain at the Spectrum in Philadelphia one year. They were fantastic. The show was amazing. It's a great laser show and everything. So, all right, next up we've got, this is just one of the greatest albums ever. Bachman Turner Overdrive, Not Fragile. It is a fairly heavy album for the year, and considering, this had to be, early 70s, like 73, 74. It wasn't like Black Sabbath heavy, but a song like Not Fragile is just a fantastic, really heavy song. And I think, Tesla did a cover of that song, if I'm not mistaken. And they made it even heavier, which is cool. But yeah, great album, great band. I love Bachman Turner Overdrive. Oddly enough, I don't have a whole lot by him, so in recent months I've been picking some stuff up by them. But matter of fact, let's see, I think let's see if it's in here now. Yeah, I did just pick this one up not too long ago. So there's Bachman Turner Overdrive 2. So this didn't come in the package, but I just thought I'd show it since we were talking about them. All right, next up, this is the Michael Stanley Band, and this is Heartland. And Michael Stanley Band is kind of country rock or southern rock, whatever you want to call it. I'm not hugely familiar with him, but I will be checking this out. I'm assuming this is a live album. It looks like a live album. That doesn't mean it is. But yeah, maybe you guys can tell me more about Michael Stanley Band. It's funny because I worked with a friend who I'm very, very good friends with to this day for years at a company I used to work for, and he was a huge Michael Stanley Band fan. So I know I've heard a lot of his stuff there, but I just couldn't tell you much about it other than I know he's kind of on the country southern rock side of things. So, one of the greatest drummers ever. This is Kazi Powell. This is his solo album, Over the Top. This is on the Areola label, I believe. Yep. And this thing looks like it's nearly, I'd say VG, maybe even Excellent Plus. It almost looks unplayed. It's got a few surface marks just from coming in and out of the paper sleeve, but man, that thing looks stellar. But yeah, this album features all kinds of big names, like Jack Bruce from Cream, I know, plays on here. Let's see if it says who else plays on here. Yeah, Jack Bruce plays bass, Kazi Powell on drums, Gary Moore playing guitars, Don Airy on keyboards, Bernie Marsden from Whitesnake on guitar, Don Airy, Jack Bruce, the loner dedicated to Jeff Beck. So yeah, Kazi Powell, of course, one of the greatest drummers. Everybody knows him. He passed away many years ago, and of course he's most known for his work with, well, Sabbath, but also in Rainbow. I mean, he played on the great Rainbow Rising album. So, La Chinga! This is some praise for La Chinga. Fuses the pop sensibility of the hair metal epoch to the more studied professionalism of 70s album rockers, according to Sentinel Daily. La Chinga! Primal Forces. And then we've got, oh, a bootleg. Is this a bootleg? Yes, it is a bootleg. Deep Purple Live, 1984. I love bootlegs like this. This is awesome. Yeah, this is definitely the... And it's plain white sleeves, plain white center labels and in clear poly sleeves, and an actual correct picture of the band on the front and back. A lot of times the genius in packaging in bootlegs is hilarious, because they'll put out an album by a band and then they'll have the completely wrong lineup on it. But this is correct, and I'm looking forward to checking this out. Warm Up in Australia, Deep Purple. 1984. All right, I got these t-shirts. Let me just make sure nothing else in this box. The box is empty. I'm going to throw it over here out of the way. And then let's see what these shirts are. None more block. Let's see. It's inside out. Give me a second here. Ah, yeah. Sing. All right, yeah. Helix and Rock You. So that's a really cool shirt. 50 years of rock and roll, Helix. Of course, y'all know that I'm a huge Helix fan. Was lucky enough to be able to do 3 Helix records on my No Life to Metal records label. But yeah, great bands. I mean, just a classic. And then this is another shirt that is inside out, and it's got purple sleeves. So it's one of those baseball jerseys with the sleeves a different color than the actual shirt, and if I can ever get inside of it, that'd be awesome. I'm working on it. Alright, what do we got here? Oh, right on. Purple Haze. I mean, the first thing I thought of when I opened the shirt up was Deep Purple, because it's got a purple sleeve, but it also makes sense for Jimi Hendrix and Purple Haze. What a shirt that is, man. That's cool. Nothing on the back, but yeah, you can see the purple sleeves, which for some reason look more blue on the camera, but that's cool. So there you go. That's my package from Greg the Egg, aka Blackmore Rules. Appreciate y'all watching. Do check out his channel, and thanks for watching mine. God bless. Stay strong.